Michelle, guess what? I often go to properties and have to discuss with owners about how we're going to market their property.
Yes.
And they have a lot of questions.
Sure.
So how do we go about marketing properties?
There's a lot that goes into marketing that people don't even think about. Obviously, you have to consider curb appeal. If I'm driving by this house, how does the landscaping look?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do they need to trim up some limbs?
Sure.
What do the shrubs look like?
Yeah, do they need to power wash? Are there little baby trees growing in the gutters? So that first impression is really important. You've got to make sure the home looks good from the street. So the curb appeal would be the very first thing that you would want to take care of.
What about some things on the inside?
Sure. Well, you set the tone for your renter. So we highly suggest things like a fresh coat of paint every couple of years on the walls. You've got to make sure that the paint's in good condition. All of the appliances should work, and your HVAC system needs to be in good working order. You don't want super stained carpets or flooring. So think about, what would you want the rental property to look like if you were going to be leasing it?
Yeah, I think after years of experience, what has been your experience by us giving a tenant like a really rent-ready property that looks amazing? I mean, has that been successful for us?
Oh, absolutely. So as I mentioned earlier, you set the tone. So if a tenant moves into a well-maintained, clean property, it's likely that they're going to keep it well-maintained and clean. Mm-hmm. If you show that you're not going to take care of it, they're probably going to follow suit. And tenants that are happy in their homes tend to stay longer, which creates less turnover, less vacancy loss, and less repairs.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. What about things like the washer and dryer? I mean, do we leave it?
It really depends. Typically for single family rentals, we suggest that owners remove the washer and dryer. And typically for condos or apartments, we may recommend that they leave them at the property. It's really up to the owner, but in order to mitigate ongoing maintenance expenses, we typically suggest they remove them.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. I know sometimes if there's room for only that little tiny stackable in
Sure.
some of our downtown historic properties, then we'll ask them to keep it there.
Absolutely. That's not something that the average renter is going to have in their U-Haul ready to move in.
And what are some of the things too, I was thinking about this the other day because I had an owner ask me, should I totally renovate the kitchen? And what are some of the things that owners can do, and what are some of the things that maybe they don't need to do?
Every property is unique, and we would really want to look at the home and make specific recommendations based on that property. Frequently, I see owners spend bad money, and what I mean by that is they repair things that are important to them that may not actually increase the rental value of the property. It may not actually increase the marketability of the property. So we are happy to walk the home and give our professional opinion to the owner so that they can spend good money on renovations.
Exactly. And if there's any question, we can talk about it,
Absolutely.
and talk through it and help them get the best advice, or if we do need to help, we can help get them an estimate to get it repaired properly.
That's
or
right.
changed out.
Sure.